So last time we have created this namespace, and also we have created the API version and metadata, and also we have mentioned the CPU limitation as well as memory limitation for the pods. We have, I mean, for the container, the type is actually container. So if we are not specified, it will take like one CPU per container, one virtual CPU. Okay, and also if it is not specified, again it will take from the specified limit uh, actually here. So and suppose if you are not specified the memory, it will take the default memory space given by the pod. Well, it will be there with the limits default memory with the internals of the Kubernetes. So from there, actually, it will get the information. Okay. So whatever we have this namespace here. So first of all, I will go to the desktop. Okay. 1 second. I will create one more YAML file. Okay, one more YAML file. Next time, this time actually, I'm targeting to create the deployment actually. Okay, so that's almost like let me give here the load default limit range deployment. Okay, so this is the earlier we have already done this one. Okay, that is like for example. So initially, I'm taking this. I mean, one folder. In this folder, initially, I'm taking the manifest. We will call these YAML files as manifest files. Okay, we will call the YAML files as manifest files. First, we have to create the API version and also the particular ranges. So I have already that I'm having that file. So what I do is hyphen namespace name space hyphen limit range dot hyphen default dot YAML. Okay. So in this file, I am going to get all this whatever API version and all I created in the last class. So let me take this one. Correct. So let me go for the raw. 1 second. So this is the one file we have created for the default, and the very next file what we have to create is like we have to create a deployment file. So these are the specifications of the container, and also with the namespace. After the namespace, what we will do, we will create the container, right? So or we will create the deployment for the container. So here in this case, we have already done this in the previous but one exercise, I think. So I will just repeat it again. So let me go ahead here and give hyphen, and here I will give the nginx app1 deployment dot YML. Okay. So in this, I am going to mention here the same thing, but here this kind now the kind is actually deployment. Earlier, my kind is actually namespace. First, I have created the namespace, and also I have given the specifications, the CPU, memory, and also the what I mean for the type as in container, and also I have given here the namespace that is actually dev3. Okay, I am mentioning that for the dev3 namespace, I am going to give this kind of specifications. So now here again in the deployment file, now I have to create that kind as deployment. Metadata will have name and labels as we already mentioned, and also namespace. So I have here this app1 nginx. This is my server actually. This nginx whatever I have, so that will be deployed in this particular namespace. Okay, so yeah, actually here I have to mention the name as well as the labels. And also I have to mention the replicas. Replicas means how many replica sets I mean should be there for this app1 nginx. So and also I have here this template. In the template I will be having one is metadata. Metadata will be having information that is labels, and that labels I have app nginx. Okay, app1 nginx, and also I have the specifications. I have to specify the specifications under the template only. That is the second part. Here I have to give the specifications for the container. So which one I am targeting? So I have here name colon app1 hyphen nginx image stack simplify cube nginx app1 colon 1.0.0 image pool policy always. So here in the our app will be having app1 nginx will be having the image that is container image that is actually stack simplify cube nginx. This I mean actually this is an build. This is a build. This is just like an application build which is given by the developer. Okay, from this I mean for this application build we have to give a space in the Kubernetes, and we have to deploy it in the Kubernetes. So we are going to do all this process for, taking this build and also applying in the Kubernetes. Okay. So here actually I have to mention the port and also image pull. Image pulling means all the time you have to get the updated information. Okay, that's like actually image pull policy. Uh, where we have to give the value as always. And also I am mentioning here the port number that is actually container port 80. Okay, this information actually I want to provide. So after this, again I want to create one more file, but this time actually I want to create for the load balancing. Load balancing means actually since I have only one replica set and one master, if there is any problem with the master, the the all the request will be routed to the replica set, and the load will be balanced accordingly. So now if you see, I have one more here. Okay, so one second. I have to create here one more file that is 02 hyphen uh, nginx app1 hyphen load balancer and I have to mention here the particular. I have to mention here the service dot YAML YML. Okay, so here I am going to have all the I have to create the service here. For this kind it is actually service. Metadata informations also we have to provide. Spec information also we have to provide. Earlier the spec is actually container, but this time it will be load balancer. So this will be a snippet for that. So app1, API version is v1, kind is actually service. So and also labels I am giving like app1 nginx, and also namespace I have to give here dev3. spec I have to give type is load balancer, selector, app1 nginx, and also port 80, target port 80, like this I have to mention. Okay. So this whatever the app is there, that should be always equivalent to the whatever app you have already created in the prior file. Okay. Earlier file actually we will be having here app1 nginx, that should be equivalent to the whatever the next load balance file you are going to create. And also this is our new service name, that is app1 nginx, and also here on the which ports it is running we have to mention. Okay, so this is the information we have to give. One is like API version and kind and metadata. In the metadata, we have to give name, labels, and namespace. Again, in the spec, we have to give the type and selector. Selector will be having app, and also ports. We have to mention the specific ports. Okay. So on this, selector only mentions we are targeting to the which application. So this is the third file. So this is the third file. That's why for the first time the environment will be created. First time the environment will be created. The CPU, the memory, everything will be created for the namespace. Now, whatever the namespace I have, that is for the dev3, I am going to give the, associate the container. I have taken here this dev3 in the second file, and also I am associating this container specification and also image pool policy and also ports. Now again for this container or this app1 nginx, in the third file, what I am doing is I am associating the load balancer. Load balancer, what it will do, it will actually balance the requests. If the prior one is having more requests, or first image is having more requests, it will actually segregate that to the, or it will actually give those requests, exceeding requests to the replica set. Because of that, what will happen? Because of that, the load will be balanced between the you know image as well as the replica set, and also the uh, our application won't be hanging. Okay, that's the main advantage we have to do. uh, Actually we are having. Okay, so next is like I am going for the portal now. So in the portal I'm already mentioning here. So that is like PowerShell. Let me go to the PowerShell. So ls I have giving. So cloud drive. So I will mention this file name. One is my file is files are like cube manifest. Manifest files we will call and YAML files as manifest files. Namespace, namespace two, namespace, uh, yeah, namespace two, container, container two, service. So means after we are going to create first namespace, then we are creating the container, then we are creating the service to, show the application on the browser. Okay. Next is like service. So all this cube manifest folder I am creating. So let me go here for this folder. Initially nothing will be there. If I give ls, initially nothing will be there. So I have to create this files. Whatever the files I am having here, so those files I have to create one after the other. Let me take the file name here. So copy this file name, go here and paste it here, .yml. Okay. So in this YAML file, whatever I have created here now, last week also the same thing. I am going to mention. First I am mentioning the infrastructure details. So that's like all of this container, everything. Press escape and give colon and WQ and exclamatory mark. So it will write the information to the file. Okay, the very next file is actually this deployment file. In the deployment file, what is the kind we are taking? We are taking the kind that is deployment, right? So here I am going to mention the particular file name. That means that this file name will this one, and also YML. And here I am again having the all the information. So I am going to get here uh, paste it. So everything is there now. Press escape, colon, WQ, and escape table. Okay. Again, I'm taking the third file, that is this service file. In the service file also, I have to give the file name here. Okay, so paste it, go dot YML, and here I am going to get now I am giving WQ and escape WQ, colon WQ. So all these files, the three files I have created, they will be available for me. Okay, right now in the Azure, right? So now if you see, okay, so this is like no, kubectl, get hyphen svc, get svc, if you see, get services. I think we have to check the namespace ns. I think we have dev3 is also there. Okay, let us dev3 is available. So what I will do is I will remove that dev3 because I already created just now. That's why I will delete it. So let me go ahead here and delete. So kubectl space delete space and also this namespace ns dev3. I think, yeah, I think I have to already I have. That's why I will go for the other one instead. Okay. Okay, that's it. No, actually, same thing. Cube spelling mistake. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So here now all these manifest files are actually available. Yeah. So what we will do is now, so we will go for this limit range. First, we will check the nodes. Kubectl, kubectl space get nodes. Okay, get nodes. So where we will get the node information, and also we already created. Okay, we don't need to create. We have to just apply the whatever of these manifest files are there. We have to apply. So that what we have to do is we have to go for kubectl space apply space hyphen f space cube manifest cube manu cube manifest cube hyphen I think We are in the cube manifest only. Let me come down. Let me go back to one step back. So now we are at the cloud drive and the folder name is cube manifest. So now I have to give the cube uh, CTL space apply space hyphen F space okay cube manifest container cube manifest namespace to container to service. Okay, so we have to apply on top of this. See, everything will be created. First is like limits that the environment will be created. Next is like container will be created. Next is like load balancer service will be created. So now once all of these are actually created, I have to go for the name. I have to go for this namespace, get namespace. You will find this dev3 is just now created 28 seconds ago. Okay, so next we can get the limit. We can able to see the limits of this dev3. So that like cube ctl space get limits hyphen n dev3 hyphen get limits hyphen n dev3. So if we go and see, we will able to whatever this name I mean limit range is there. That is the limit range we have already given in the this file name, metadata file name. Okay, so all these specifications are actually associated with this name default CPU mem limit range. Okay, so the very next one is like okay, we can able to check the service. I mean like cube cube ctl cube ctl space get parts pods parts hyphen and dev3. Okay, so this is the app one. I mean whatever the replica set, we have only one replica set, so that's one is already mentioned here. And also we have here cube ctl space describe. We can able to check the description also, same limits and CPU range, but this time it is 3. Okay, so we can able to find the CPU and also the memory. Okay, all this information we can see, and also we can able to see the service actually. That is like get svc space hyphen n space dev3. Okay, so this is the whether the service is created or not. Yes, the service is actually created. Okay, so all this information we can able to find. And okay, so we have to take this external IP. We have to take the external IP and we have to paste it on the browser. Paste it on the browser. So you can able to find the Nginx server is actually running. Okay, so this is the server, which is what we have created. But this server details is actually available in the container. Okay, from the container only we have got this information. And if you go for the app hyphen index.html, if we see now, we will app one I think app one hyphen index.html. You can able to find the information. So app one, this is the application given by the developer to us. He has given some index.html file that he has already told us. I am giving you one Docker image. That particular image name is stack simplify. This one, in the second file it will be there. Stack simplify cube nginx app1. So this is the the image what the developer will give. So that is this application. So in this application, once he gave to us, we have to do this environment setup. One is first thing is we have to create the namespace for for that particular application. We have to give the CPU and also memories and also request how many for the only request around how many CPU will be there and also how much memory should be there, and also we have to mention the for which container we are associating this namespace. In this deployment kind, also we have to mention the namespace what we have created in the first one. Okay. In the second file, we have to create this particular namespace and we have to associate to the container. Again, with this container name, we have to go for this load balancer and we have to create the service. Once we create run the service actually here, we will get this external IP only if you have the service. If you don't have the service, if the service is not created or the load balancer is not created, this external IP won't be there. If the external IP won't be there, we won't be, the developer can't able to access this link. Okay. So this particular IP address, we have to give to the developer and say, we have already deployed your Kubernetes, whatever the application you give, we have already deployed. We have actually created the replica set for that. And also we have already given the port for that. So you can able to access via this external IP. So this information we have to tell to the developer. Okay. So this is how the process namespaces will work. So this is very important topic. Earlier I told with the deployment directly and service directly. Now I told with the namespace and also deployment and also service all together. I told in a one single class. Okay. So this is very important class. So what you have done with the Kubernetes means you have to mention all of this information. What is the YAML file you have created? You have to tell this YAML files. What will be there actually inside your YAML file? How many kinds of services, YAML files actually you have created? What should be the first executed? So, suppose if you are taking the namespace, how do you mention the CPU as well as memory spaces in the YAML file? And all this all this information we have to tell to the interviewer. Okay. Praveen, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's all about these namespaces. So Praveen, can you list out the topics I told and also commands I told, whatever the um, commands I told everything. I think we came to the end actually in the Kubernetes. So next topic we will go to other topic. Okay? I will tell you that.